Another question that was asked earlier was about the academic credentials which are required for ASDO. Clearly, you had the educational background, which, by the way, for those listening, the average stat score for ASDO is 19. The average science score is about a 3.24. So that gives you a sense of what kind of credentials you would need to really be looked at from an academic standpoint. But moreover, the holistic view of a person is extremely important, and
Right.
even in my mind, more so than the academic credentials that the person comes with. Of course, you need that foundation in order to be successful, which you had. But there are challenges going through dental school, some that are inherent in the program. The ASDO program is a 1-3, which you've experienced. That is one year of didactic training, intense
Right.
didactic training,
Right.
and then you spend 3 years actually practicing what you've learned to improve your skill sets. But populations of color having myriads of challenges that are beyond just the educational realm, societal factors which influence or impact one's ability to ascend in a career choice, often create turmoil that does not allow or afford for them to pursue and persist. You've had challenges in your life, like so many others might have and have had. Speak to us a little bit about how that was in your career.
I understand this question very well, almost too well, and it's a little emotional for me because it takes me right back to what I had to go through just to get to the point of thinking about dental school and applying to dental school, and stress and worry and just anxiety, you know. There are a lot of challenges that I had to overcome to even get to the point of thinking that I would even be a dentist someday, you know. And even now today, I look back on like that, and I go to work, and I'm just like, wow, I'm a dentist. Wow, I actually helped somebody today, and I helped a lot of people today, you know. And it feels very good, but I also feel very lucky and very fortunate at times that I was even able to overcome everything that I had to do. So when I decided I wanted to go into the dental field in general, I thought I would be a hygienist. Looked into that, found out that hygiene is very, very competitive, and that not only do you have to do very well academically and everything, I mean, they also have their own service component and stuff like that, you know. And, you know, I was just getting stressed out, and having come from the reservation down here to go to college, I didn't do very well my first year. And just getting adjusted to the city life and being away from my family and all that kind of stuff was kind of hard for me. You know, well, then you get used to it, and then you become a college student, and it's very fun. But I left and, you know, had my child, and then I decided when I came back that I was going to go into the dental field. And it wasn't until I started working in my home community as a dental assistant that there is where I was talked into actually considering dentistry as a choice. You know, I met these dentists that all work there, and some of them had been there for years and had planned to stay there the rest of their lives, and had their children were born there and were being raised there and going to school and everything. And the one thing they said to me was, you can do more if you plan on coming back to Tuba City someday and living here, and you want to work here at the hospital or the clinic or whatever, you can do more for your community coming back as a dentist than you can coming back as a hygienist. And you need to think about that. And so then I was like, a dentist? Like, you know, I never thought about being a dentist. Like, I mean, it didn't even occur to me at that time. And it wasn't until they put that into my head that I started thinking about it. And I think that they saw at that point also that I was more interested in what the dentist was doing than what an assistant did or a hygienist did or anything like that. I mean, I was constantly asking them questions about, why did you do this? Why was that? And, and it was so just fascinating for me to assist with the oral surgeon and listen to how he had conversations with people about things that were going on and like just how complex things can get, and then you throw in there the medical history part of it and it's even more complex at that point. And I just thought, I had never known a dentist was really a doctor that way until I had actually gone into the clinic like that. And so I had asked them, what do you have to do to become a dentist? And so they were like, you just go to dental school. And I'm like, okay. So I started looking into it, and Google is coming into the play now, and times are changing like that. And so I Google how to be a dentist, and like 8 million things came up, and I was like, I don't even know, like, where do I start on this? I feel like schools are becoming more proficient in putting things online now and making it easier to figure out what it is you need to do. But at the time that I looked into it, it was not easy at all. And I had no one really to talk to. And I kind of feel like the dentist that I was working with in the clinic that ultimately pushed me into this role didn't want to overwhelm me either and didn't want to scare me. They just wanted me to be excited about it. But I had a lot of people along the way that actually discouraged me from doing it. A lot of people that were like, I don't know if you can do this. I think you need to look into something else. I even had an advisor at Arizona State University say, your GPA is not high enough. You haven't done any sciences at all whatsoever. You need to think about doing something else. And I was kind of shocked by that. And so I felt very alone going through this process because I don't really have any professionals in my family that I can talk to and that I can ask, how do I get through this from step 1 to step 2. Fortunately, though, I was able to meet a lot of great mentors during that time. People are telling other people, and the dental chief at Tuba City actually called a Navajo dentist that was a woman in Albuquerque. And I talked to her on the phone, and so she was very encouraging and everything, and she ultimately put me in touch with Dr. Blue Spruce. And so he has been very helpful in basically just holding my hand and saying, this is what you need to do, this is who you need to talk to, and that kind of stuff, and this is a great profession, and basically, I think you can do it. I believe in you. And sometimes that's all you need, Being persistent and pushing through and all that kind of stuff, though, is hard because, as Native people, we are very involved in our family, and not just our nuclear family, as Americans know it, our extended family as well. And things happen, drama happens, and so it gets hard at times when you're trying to stay focused and you have this emotional string tugging at you over here.
You spoke of Googling. There's one specific way in which you can learn more about becoming a dentist or any other health professions career, and that's by going to our website at www.atsu.edu. Please visit our website to learn more about what it takes to become a graduate health profession, to pursue a career in dentistry or any other of the medical fields. Also, for those of you listening who may or may not be contemplating a career in this field, have the courage to reach out to others, to ask questions. Dr. Multine serves as a fantastic role model for those who might be interested in pursuing a career in dentistry. There are many others, as she mentioned, that she encountered throughout her career. And if they don't know, they can connect you to those folks who can tell you what it takes to become a dentist. You're going to be met in some cases with naysayer and those who try and change your course, your directory, move you in a different path. Be persistent, be courageous, be strong, and know that there are those of us like Dr. Multine out there who want to encourage and nurture you along your path. Again, before we close, I want you to take some time to learn more about A.T. Still University and ASDO. Go to www.atsu.edu in order to learn more about what it takes to become a dentist. My name is Clinton Normore. I'm the Associate Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion at ATSU University. I'm here with Dr. Multine in our very first webinar, Getting to Know You, or Getting There, rather. Be the light of hope that you want to see in the world. I want to thank you for your time and attention and look forward to someday seeing you on our campus. Good night.